Yo, boy army, welcome to another video on the channel. For this one, we are going to be analysing some top 200 gameplay. You can see here, you've got Boy Army, that's me, on the left. We've got River the Boat, his team's called Trojan, on the right. River the Boat, this guy here, I've matched him the last two weekend leagues. Not this one that we're currently in, but the two before that. Managed to beat him both times, but in November and October, this guy lost 3 games of weekend league, so he's a very good player. You'll see when we get in game, his team's worth near 20 million coins. I was playing with like a very good team still, but not ridiculous, like a 5 million coin team against him, and it's a very tight game. But I wanted to show you a video of two top 100, top 200, whatever, people playing against each other, so I could break it down for you. And I'm going to analyze the whole game, break it down in detail, and I can just show you some of the things that top 200 players do, so you can start to learn. And yeah, maybe you're not going to replicate all of it, but you can see high level gameplay, what they do, see it broken down, and pick some things up from your game for it. If you like this type of content, please let me know. I've not really done too many like full analysis of my gameplay like this on the channel, but I thought it might be something a bit different that you guys would be into. So I'm always trying to come up with good content for you guys. Please subscribe if you like this type of content. Every day, new spicy videos to help you get better at the game. So you can see there he has Pele, Hullet, Eusebio. Like, he's got a pretty disgusting team. Blanc at centre back. So you can see there with Cantona. We'll go back a bit. Here I'm trying to keep the ball play safe. I go backwards, but I'm trying to move it quick as well, because I know against a very good player, I can't play too slow, otherwise it's going to be too easy for him to defend. Cantona here, I'm turning. I'm trying to get this guy in, but really, it was not the best pass by me. He should have been there if I was going to play it. And this is why people use players like Kante, Blanc. They're just so good at getting the ball. I think I put my controller inputs here. I've put the controller inputs on. I'm probably not going to talk too much about my controller inputs, but you guys can have a look, pause the video, slow it down if you want to check. See lots of right stick switching. One of the things that I notice, I offer coaching. If anyone's ever interested in coaching, the best place to message me about it's on my Twitter. I've got the prices on there as well. If you don't follow my Twitter already, you should. It is at Zelonius on Twitter. There's the verified tick on there, so you know it's me. It's a good place to contact me, and I talk a lot on Twitter, so you get to see more from me. But yeah, when I do coaching, one of the things I notice a lot is people don't control the defensive mids enough, or the midfield. They tend to panic and go straight to the defenders. Top 200 players, one of the things they'll do a lot is they'll get their midfield back and make themselves more organised with that. You can see here, I've got Bruno, and I've put Bruno into this position here. I'm just getting my midfield back, so I've got lots of cover. Because if you watch the midfield, if you don't get hold of them, they tend to just not do anything at all, which is really annoying. So I get them behind the ball to make defending a bit easier. So you can see there, I didn't touch my defender. I didn't touch my defender at all until the last second when I had to. Just a good pass there with Hullet. So I switched there to my defender to step in. That's when I switched to my defenders. Otherwise, I'll be controlling my midfield. You see there, I've got Valverde behind the ball. Bit of a risky pass there. I don't know if I tried to turn or not, and it was just delayed. But see there, I go down the wings a lot. If you play completely down the middle, you're just going to be a bit predictable. So top 200 players will like to mix it up a lot. And when I'm saying top 200 players do this, top 200 players do this, gold players might do some of the stuff I mentioned. Elite players might do some of the stuff I mentioned. It's more just top 200 players tend to do pretty much everything for the most part to a pretty high level. And it's the consistency behind it. Good turn there with Cantona. That dead stop fake into Lacazette, by the way, is, other than the bridge dribble, in my opinion, it's the best like trick in the game. It's a combo of two tricks. You do a dead stop fake and then a Lacazette, but it is pretty crazy. It's very hard to defend. You can see there, I'm not just only switching to my defenders if they pass there. I moved Varane ever so slightly there just to stop the through ball getting in behind. Good defending there. A bit of shielding, I think, there with Cantona just to try to protect the ball. Ball rolls, lots of left stick movement. Okay, you can see there just a little trick. A lot of this attack, I was just protecting the ball with tricks, moving it around lots. I'm trying to make it hard for him. And then when I get Cantona in a 1v1 against the centre-back, I know I've got a good chance. So I turn that way, so he goes that way to mark there. And then here, a quick fake shot to burst past him. A little bit of sprint. I let go of sprint just before the shot to make the shot better. And it's a pretty easy finish near post there. But you can see there in the build-up, I've been patient. I've not forced anything. I've waited till I get into good positions. And then I turn him in the box. Nice finish. Driven pass there. Like, I use the right choice of passes a lot. I won't go for driven passes unless I'm facing the right way or the pass is needed because they're a little bit more riskier. But like there, just a bit more power on the pass to make sure it gets past the other team. Little bit ambitious, that shot. It could have gone in. I think sometimes you do have to go for shots um, that are a bit more ambitious because you can't always play for the perfect goal. They're just not going to open themselves a lot, but probably not the best shooting angle. See here, I'm getting my midfield again. I'd got Valverde there. I'm getting Bruno there now. It's something I'll constantly be doing. You'll notice with my controller, I'm constantly right stick switching to make sure. Like this guy's team, Pele, Eusebio, CR7, Mbappe. I think it's Mbappe, yeah. He's got a lot of dangerous players in the team. So I can't give any of them any time around the box. So Kante and Hullet in the midfield are very, very hard to break down. So there's going to be a lot of times where I'm just trying to. That was a bit unlucky that I got blocked first, but a lot of times where I'm just going to be keeping the ball with my midfield, waiting for a gap to open. Not time wasting, just being smart in possession with the ball. See there, I'm trying to protect the pass inside. You can't overcommit and leave the attack too open. But you also, like, when I'm getting my midfield back, I will still try press a bit. You can't just give them all the time in the world on the ball. Because if you do that, then you'll just never see the ball. This was good defending that I did here with Varane. Watch it when it gets there. So here, he gets an overlap. That's why people like to get the midfield forward a bit more, because it causes a bit of an overload, makes it hard to defend. But watch what I do here with Varane. So there he's got the overlap. With Varane, I don't just completely commit and run there, but I get Varane here, so he's kind of protecting this area. So Varane's covering Mbappe running in, but also CR7 around here. So you see that I just hold his ground there. A lot of people there would panic and just run straight at Mbappe, but I knew I had the time to mark both options. Top 200 players will tend to utilise as much as possible everything they've got. See there, quick ball roll just to protect the ball. A lot of people would lose the ball there. Mix the tricks up. First time I've done that scoop turn like that, I think, this game. Go backwards, like he's doing offside traps, so I have to be a bit more careful. There, good defending by him with Hullet, to be honest. That's the type of play that you can't normally do, but Hullet's just that good on the game that Hullet can do things other players can't. It's a good through ball by him. See, I don't completely dive in there, because I know that if I do, I'd concede. Get the Gomez into position. You see there, even though it wasn't the best defended at times, I didn't panic, kept right stick switching, made sure I got my team in a good position. There, when I win the ball, I don't panic. Thought that was a foul, to be honest. I like as much as possible to play out the back, because ultimately a game of FIFA in 90 minutes is maybe 12, 13, 14 minutes max. So I don't want to be giving the ball away constantly. So if I'm giving the ball away constantly, then I'm just never going to ever see the ball or for enough time to attack. Against team press, you do have to be very careful of playing out the back. But it's just about being smart. You can see now, this is something I'm doing. I'm playing for the 45th minute. So you can see up here, it's not far off the 45th minute. For me, if you've probably heard me talk about it before, but I believe the 45th and 90th minutes base at the end of any half, including extra time, tend to give you more chance of scoring a goal. Pretty much every pro player would agree with me on this, I'm sure. But you've probably heard people talk about kickoff boost before. Goals just seem more likely on this game after a kickoff because the defence just don't seem to work as well. They just don't win tackles. More stupid things happen, basically. So at the end of a half, this could be the same as well. So I'm playing safe here, trying to make sure I get the last attack of the half. One, I don't want my opponent to get that advantage. And two, I think more stupid stuff can happen, so I'm trying to play for it. You can see here now, I play it to Neymar. I don't know how Neymar's not scored there. I don't know if I didn't put enough power on it. But you see here, just look at the space that I get. Look at the space Neymar suddenly gets. You don't normally get that much space around the box. I'm not saying it's definitive proof that the 45th minute thing happens, but definitely got a lot more space than usual. Maybe I didn't put enough power on the shot. I don't know. There, that normally goes in. Maybe I could have taken another touch. But the build-up play in general was pretty good. Because there was no, like, plus 1 minute, I just put it into the box to try and make sure that I got a chance. Can you see now I'm 1-0 up. I'm not going to be time wasting, but I'm just going to play a bit smarter, try keep the ball a little bit more, frustrate my opponent. I know the team press is probably coming as well. So yeah, just getting my men behind the ball. He's got a kick-off now, so I'm trying to be extra careful. Moved the keeper there. We'll watch that again. This is the best way of dealing with corners, in my opinion. See here, I've used the right stick. I'm moving my keeper out here. It's showing his controller input now, I think. I forgot to change it to show mine for the second half, but you can see his controller input now. But I'm using the right stick to pull Pope out here. You can see he's aimed the corner there. And then I press triangle or what? Triangle on PS, Y on Xbox. So even though the keeper's here, I press triangle to keep bringing him out to make sure he wins the header. Patient possession here. He's got Huller and Kante. Like, I can't just force the ball through. Let's have a look at this one again. This was a pretty crazy effort, to be honest. But you can see, like, I'm willing to go back. There's no time wasting here. Like, the opponent's pressing me very well, marking lots of different areas. You just have to play a bit safer at times. Because if you don't, you're just going to be constantly giving the ball back, to be honest. I greened that, I remember. It doesn't show that there, but it wasn't far off being an absolutely stupendous goal. I was starting to wonder with some of this stuff, like if I was ever going to win this game, because it just didn't seem to be going my way. But like, good patient passing here. You can see I'm just waiting for the opening. There, Hullit's finally gone out of position. Quick left stick turn there. Probably not the best defending from my opponent. Maybe again more power needed, but I thought that was a pretty crazy save nonetheless. So you're trying to move the ball nice and quick. Get a bit lucky with that bounce, I thought, but obviously didn't end up coming back to me anyway. See here, just controlling the midfield here. My opponent's losing. Like I'm not going to play ultra negative yet. He's not on the team press yet, but I don't have to be forcing the tempo of the game. I can just sit deep, keep control of the game. Don't have to rush my midfield forward. So many people get impatient, even when they're winning, I find, and they just start pulling men out of position, and that's when they concede silly goals. See there, I switched to my centre back. I don't want to give him. See there, I've moved the keeper again. See, even when the ball's there, normally the keeper would get that. I thought I got a bit unlucky that the keeper didn't go for this. Pope normally gets it. But this here, when this happens, I press circle. I press circle to try to do a clearance header. It didn't seem to do it. It didn't seem to switch. But his CR7 seemed to hit a bad header. He didn't red time it in the game, so maybe it put him off. I don't know. You can see now my opponent's put the team press on. So this is what I do as much as possible. Normally, when the opponent puts the team press on, you can't pass to these guys because you can see Hullit's like there. Kante is right on him. But normally, especially in the 4-4-2 that I play, the pass down there or to the two strikers tends to be on. The striker tends to have a bit more of a gap. Like that's more of a gap than the midfield had. So I go straight to the striker. I try as much as possible aim it to Cantona rather than Neymar, just because he's better in the air. And if it ends up going at him instead of Neymar, he's got more chance of winning it, and he's got better head accuracy. And then normally once it's gone to the strikers, their midfield drop a bit, and you get more time with your CDMs. Bit of a risky pass that. You see here, more than ever, I have to go backwards to beat the press. Have to move the ball quite quick because if you get caught by someone on the press, they're going to get the ball every time. So good switch of play. This is probably one of the best games we've played this year in terms of just controlling the game. Good pass and move there. Bit of a risky pass that, especially near Kante. Okay, there. Great goal by me, this, to be honest. I get a bit lucky with that bounce there. But the build-up from, in general, was very nice. Good quick pass there. This is like the perfect angle to do the bridge dribble. The bridge dribble is the single most broken trick on FIFA 20. If you don't know how to do it, it is literally press R1 twice whilst moving the analog stick in the forward direction. So here, I'd have been moving the analog stick that way. Or RB if you're on Xbox. You double tap it twice and it does this little burst there. Watch that back. So it does this little thing now where he just bursts the ball past about that far. It is perfect when a centre-back is not... If he's like there right in front of me, it doesn't tend to work. But if they're not right in front of the ball and they're diving in on you at all, it just seems to burst past. You see how it freezes Joe Gomez as well? And what it does there, especially around the box, it's so good because it allows you to beat men quite easily. You can't really do it around the AI, which if someone's just AI defending, it doesn't work too well. But better players tend to control the centre-backs more when you get one-on-one against them. So you can use it to burst past. And then there, it puts him in a position where he doesn't know if I'm just going to take a touch and hit it across goal with Cantona. I see that his centre-back kind of going that way and Neymar's going there. So I quickly there do a double tap pass to lift it over the defender. If I just press pass once and it goes on the ground, I'm not sure it makes it there. But the double tap lifts it above the defender and makes it a very easy volley for Neymar. So I used the bridge, then a double tap, nice easy goal, and 2-0 with 20 minutes to go puts me in a very good position. See there, I pressed him quite aggressive because I wanted to get the ball out of play to try and remove the kickoff. I'm not saying just you have to do everything in your power to get rid of a kickoff, but like if I see a decent chance to foul someone where I'm not going to get a red card, I'll try to. Okay, yeah, I felt I got a bit screwed over by the game here. So you can see I'm trying to get my midfield back. I don't know how that went past Gomez for one, so I had to switch to Varane here. He does the bridge, but I've defended it well. And then I get tackled, it won't let me do anything. It's because he's got the team press on, and the keeper doesn't make a save that he probably should have. So a game where I don't think I've really given him a chance. He scores from not a lot. It's not often you concede a goal where I think you can't say you could have done much more. I genuinely don't know there, looking at it, what I could have done. But the bridge dribble that he did, that's one of the reasons people do it as well, because you will score goals sometimes where it just glitches the defence out. I won a game in a pro qualifier yesterday by doing a bridge dribble where he tackled me, but it still landed back at me. I'm not saying you should constantly play for stupid stuff like that to happen, but when you use these broken mechanics like the bridge dribble, it can do things like this. Here, I switched to Varane to cover this. I'm not marking completely the shot. This was a great last-ditch block, to be honest. I didn't mark the shot with Semedo, though, because I was confident he wasn't going to shoot there. So I switched there. Great pass by him here. This was a great last-ditch pass by him. And then you can see I switch at the last second to get it, because I know he's going to finesse that. If I don't switch there, I'm trying to get rid of the ball there, by the way, but team press just doesn't allow me to. You can see here, last-ditch defending from me. Quick switches in the box. That's what high-level players can do. They'll switch very quick. People always ask me, how do you practice right-stick switching? It is very hard to do. The best way I advise is either practice it on squad battles beginner. It's not the same as playing online, but you can't replicate that perfectly. And just give them the ball and just constantly practice the switch and see how quick you can do it. Or get a friend to play against you. He just keeps the ball and you just practice it that way. See that I was doing big right stick touches to get away. I'm going near the line as well, so if he tackles me, I'll still get a corner anyway. Okay, you see it? I'm now, after he's scored what I thought was a pretty ridiculous goal, and he came very close a few times, I'm in time-wasting mode now. I normally wouldn't, but I'm against a top 200 player. I'm trying to get my top 200 rewards. If I'd have lost this game, I don't know how Cantona kept that, by the way. If I'd have lost this game, then I wouldn't have got top 200. The rewards are too good for me, even though normally you don't get good team of the week. They're just too good for me not to take notice, I guess. See, I'm going backwards. I'm using the long pass to cut through. Like a lot of the time on team press, the ground is never a safe option. So I'm just using the long pass to lift it above players. Quick 1-2s, left stick movement, ball rolls, things like that to protect it. People don't do it a lot, but there, I could have gone back to the keeper with 30 seconds left because there's no way in 30 in-game seconds he's going to be able to get the ball off me. See, another long pass. And then when it gets to the last minute, I just boot it out. Because if you boot it out when it's past the time, it tends to always just blow the game. You can see there then lots of different things we saw in that. One of the main ones was getting the midfield behind the ball to make yourself more defensively sturdy, harder to break down. Because if they beat you midfield and they get any luck then, they're normally in on goal. But if they get luck past my midfield, well, I've still got my defence. So not diving in, switching to the centre-backs at the right time, protecting the ball, ball rolls, using fake shots to get in, the bridge dribble, looking for the last-ditch passes, making that extra pass. Like that goal I got with Cantona double tap passing to Neymar, a lot of people would just shoot there with Cantona. And it either might get saved because it's not the best angle or could get blocked. Whereas the extra pass made a guaranteed goal. You saw he nearly scored a couple of times an equaliser, but last-ditch switching. All these are different types of things. that top 200 players do on a consistent basis that separates them from the rest. If you can start to add some of these to your game, they will definitely help you improve. Appreciate you guys watching this video. I know it's a bit of a longer one, but I'm trying to make sure on the channel I do a mix of player reviews, gameplay tutorials, and this type of content because I want to help you guys improve as much as possible. I will be streaming my champs games for the rest of this weekend. It'd be nice to see you guys on a stream. If you like this type of content, please smash the like button. Appreciate you guys. Good luck this weekend.